New generation of wealth builders.
Okay everyone, andito na naman tayo with another crypto talk. And for today's episode, I have one of the most vicious traders I have seen at the most transparent trader. At pinapakita niya lahat ng mga wins niya at losses. And I'm talking about none other than crypto trader Z. Actually, his real name's George, but this is his industry name, Z. So, welcome Z to our crypto talk.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Okay, Z. So, Z, you mind me calling you Z or George?
Yeah.
Z?
Any.
Any's
Ikaw
good?
bahala.
Okay. Sige, Z. So, umpisa na natin for those that don't know you. No? Kasi actually, I first saw Z as a trader during one of the crypto events, if I remember correctly. Tapos, pare nung time na yun, nakakap ka pa nga eh. And
Yes.
I remember I was looking for a photo of you because I was planning, we were talking about doing an event together. Wala akong mahanap na picture mo na wala kang cap at hindi ka nakatago na nakikita yung face mo. So I was like, what the heck? Walang, nothing. Bakit ka ba nakatago nung time na yun? What was going on?
I think before kasi when it comes to trading, when it comes to being transparent, I guess, right? There's a lot of intricacies that go into it. And so just being shy, I guess. No. I'm kidding. More of it is because I'm not really a person who does well when it comes to the camera. I'd rather just show like here's the results that I have, and judge for yourself.
Oh, I like that. Okay, so if that's the case, then suddenly now, I'm seeing you lately and you're no more cap, no more hiding, and you're now parang visible na. Oh, what
Yes.
changed?
I'd say I got married.
Okay, congratulations
Yeah,
on
thank
that.
you so
Yeah,
much.
I saw that. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, great time to get married with the bull market.
Yes, definitely.
Was that a factor in the planning of the wedding? Was that it's a bull market?
that's a long story, but I'm gonna give you a short version.
Okay.
So I was trying to rebuild myself during that time, and I didn't really have that much. Siguro sabi ko parang I wanted to give my girlfriend at the time a proper like a grand wedding, probably because I saw all her sacrifices and I wanted to honor that. During that time, I felt like if I would give everything that I have, right, bibigay ko sa'yo full todo quality, I would have to sell all my crypto, all my NFTs during that time. Medyo mataas pa yun. And then I would be left with nothing. So how would I deal with that, right? So things went well in the end.
Okay,
I would
good.
say God really provided during the time na sobrang hirap ako. It was a test. I felt like it was a test, and I passed the test, thankfully. And so here I am. Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, speaking of weddings, alam mo, I did a video a long time ago telling people that, hey, don't spend money on a wedding
That's
that you
true.
don't have. Don't borrow money.
Yeah.
Just for a grand wedding.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah.
money you're supposed to be spending is not for the wedding. It's supposed to be for the marriage.
That's true.
Long
That's
term,
true.
not one day, long term.
That's
Yun ang
true.
nakakalimutan ng tao
Yes.
eh. Di ba kasi there's this pressure to have a big wedding.
I think it's because of people just being pressured about their peers or what they see in social media, that they succumb to just going into that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I like that. Can I have that? And we're going to be married only once. So why, right? And I think being married now, right? And I like what you said. You got to prepare for the marriage.
Yep.
The wedding is just one day. Probably if you're in a different culture, 2 days
Yeah,
or 3.
right.
But I would say just prepare for the marriage. There's a lot of things that you would be having to spend more than the day, more than that big day.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, ano, we're supposed to be talking about crypto and trading and we're talking about marriage.
Yeah, biglang napunta tayo dun.
Oo nga,
eh.
pero
Sige.
hindi kasi important
Okay lang.
din yung kasi that's about investing eh.
That's true.
Where do you invest your money? How do you spend your money?
Wow.
And speaking of where you invest and spend your money, pare, you're the type that posts everything online. Your whole life, your whole trading life is online.
Yes.
Dude, I mean, seriously, I would be scared to do what you do. I don't tell people. You ask me how much Bitcoin I have. Ask me how much Bitcoin I have.
Okay.
Sobrang liit lang.
Yeah, I
Sobrang
know.
liit.
I know.
Yeah, like halos nothing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Never tell anyone how much I have.
That's true. That you see these posts a lot as well. In my case, I'd like to establish that right now I know my assignment here on earth. I'm a Christian. I have a firm belief that Jesus is my God, and so being a representative of such God, I have to be as much as possible transparent in everything that I do. That means integrity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're running for a government position. You have to have integrity. You have to have a good name.
Yep.
And so, to me, I'm still a work in progress. I'm not perfect.
Yep.
And so, when it comes to investments, I have to be as much as possible transparent because people who are watching, you would like to get a no bullshit, explanation as to how you manage your money. And I'm trying to follow the principle of being a good and faithful steward, which is, whatever it is that is in your table, in your territory, whether it is relationships, it's not just money, right? You have to steward your marriage well. You have to steward the people around you well. You have to steward even the stuff that you have.
Okay.
So it's not just money. Money is just one of the main things that I can show online, especially since I am a trader.
Right.
I am an investor.
Right. And how long have you been trading?
I would say I started 2010, and so I'd say a solid 14 years.
14 years.
14 years.
Wow. You're one of the rare ones that actually stuck it out. And did you actually, before you became a trader, I saw this that you were working in a hotel or you entered in a hotel, diba?
Yes, that's true. I started, because my course, bumagsak kasi ako eh. I studied in Mindanao State University in Mindanao, in Marawi. Took up first computer science because that was the course of my brother. Sobrang idol ko siya nung time na yun. And then, bumagsak ako. Unfortunately, I'm not good with numbers. I found out the hard truth na sobrang bulok ko talaga when it comes to numbers. The only time I'm good with numbers is when I'm counting my profits.
I love
So,
that.
ibang usapan yun,
Okay.
di ba? And so, yun. I got into hospitality. I wanted to go abroad, trying to find myself, I guess. Because I just saw people who were taking this course. They were like, oh, they're so happy walking in the streets.
Right.
So probably I would find my happiness, right? If I go and be one of them. So very shallow, but one thing led to another until finally I said, I don't want to be part of the system. There's so much bullying. There's so much I don't want to be anybody's lackey.
Okay.
Ayoko maging yung boss ko sobrang corrupt or hindi ko kaya eh. Hindi ko matiis.
Okay.
Yung when it comes to power tripping, yung mga ganyan. I would really love to have justice in my heart. It's very strong to me. And so, rather than me kind of kikim-kimin ko yun and it wouldn't be good long term, I just said, you know what? I need a way out, and trading was my way out.
And that was 14 years ago. How did you discover it?
My brother taught me. Actually, it just started with my brother introducing it to me. Sabi niya, ito yung mga stocks na pwedeng bilhin. So this was PSE, Philippine Stock Exchange.
Right. 2010?
2011, I guess.
2011, okay.
Yeah. So, 2020, no, earlier. I think it was 2006. He already introduced it to
okay.
me. He opened a joint account. Kasi student pa ako nung time na yun eh. I was in high school. And he said, I'm going to open up a joint account. Ito na yung gift ko sa'yo. So, he loves delegating his learning to other people. And so, yun yung na-delegate niya sa akin. He quit. I continued.
How long did he last in trading? And then from there, when
I think
did you
probably
really
mga 4-5 years.
Okay.
After the losses na he incurred, parang binigay niya na sa akin yung account eh. Gift niya na.
Kasi parang
Kasi
wag na.
wala na yun.
Sa'yo na, talo na rin naman, ganon.
Yeah, so I continued it. And then afterwards, I had my luck. Yeah, your beginner's luck.
The big one.
Okay.
Yan. Love to
so
hear the first big
nun,
one.
So I had that account, right? And I remember sa industry ko kasi, when you're studying, gusto mo na sa labas ka, for your internship.
Yep.
You go US, you go Singapore, wherever it is, basta wag sa Pilipinas, ganun.
Mm-hmm.
So sabi ko sa nanay ko, Mom, can I use the money that you gave me na pang abroad ko sana para ilagay ko sa stocks? Kasi you have to wait eh.
Right.
Parang while waiting for a call.
Right.
And probably because I was very short, I'm a short guy, I never got the call from these
Right.
ano mong tawag niya, mga agencies,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Because like they see your height, and in this industry, in hospitality, hindi pwedeng
May minimum.
short ka eh.
Oo.
Yeah. Kailangan matangkad ka. You're good looking and all these things. So, okay, so what do I do, right? So I just parked the money into stocks. At that time, it was the boom of the RSA stocks, itong kay Ramon Ang. We had San Miguel Corporation, Picor, SMB, and ano pa ba? Meron pang isa I forgot na. But I really made a lot of gains through trading San Miguel Corp and Picor. During that time, yung high nila, umabot sila ng parang 3x. At least 3x. Nasakyan ko yung middle. So, yung 120 something ko, kumita ko ng 26K. Sabi ko, meron na akong pang cellphone. Yes. Never became a cellphone. Never became a cellphone.
Okay.
Yeah. Kasi sabi ko, uy, pwede pa to kung papatuloy
Ayan
ko to.
Ayan
na,
na.
di ba?
Yeah, yeah.
Diyan tayo nagsimula eh.
Yep.
But it started there.
Pero wait, so your 100, you said 120,000 became
140.
140,000, 146,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Tapos that was your first time na, you made really good. This is good, sabi mo.
Yeah.
And then, pero, did you lose it all or hindi naman?
So here's the fun part. Kasi wala pa ako sa abroad nun. So I got a call. I said, you know what? I just want to graduate. I want to honor my parents by graduating at least. Para hindi naman ako yung parang, ba't tumigil ka mag-aral? Diba? Like wala naman siguro anak na you want to dishonor your parents.
Yep.
And so I want to finish my studies. And so I did. Nung time na yon, I went for my internship. I did not withdraw the money. Because they had a really good arrangement na you don't have to, like, sige, kami na bahala sa'yo. We're gonna shoulder the costs. But yung sahod mo, kakaltasan na lang namin nun.
Okay.
So ganun yung arrangement. I'm like, okay, we got
Perfect.
a deal. So went to work. That 140, because from 120 it became 140, right? Wala akong dinagdag. By the end of my internship, it became 360. Went as high as 400K.
Oh, you left it. You did not take profit.
No.
Did you forget about it? Or
No.
You saw it moving
So,
talaga?
During that time, I already saw the potential of trading. I said, di ba, parang nakaupo ka lang, tapos nagpipindot-pindot ka lang, and that's it, you make money? Oh man,
Sounds so easy.
I gotta have more of this.
Oh,
So
right.
ganun siya. And so during the time that I was studying there for 6 months in Singapore, I wanted to be assigned at the night shift. I was like, sign me up for the night shift, right? Graveyard shift.
Perfect time.
Yeah, because during that time, PSE would start 9:30 a.m. and then it would end 1:30 p.m. There's a lunchtime break. But yun yung setup na yun eh. Half day lang. So sabi ko, perfect. If naka-night shift or graveyard shift ako, then no problem. Pwedeng mag-work ako dito,
And then,
pag uwi ko, trading agad, which I did for 6 months. So I never wanted to go to the morning shift. They would say, hindi, sige na, OT ka na, punta ka sa... Like, I don't wanna, like, okay na ako dito.
So during that time, were you earning? Were you earning on your trading?
Yes.
And were
yes.
you earning more than you were making in your job?
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
There you
I mean,
go.
that's the reason why I said, like, this was my exit. This was my exit.
You knew na?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay. And then, so, how long did you stay on the PSE?
I stayed until 2021. So I don't know how long that was. I'm sorry, I'm bad at math, especially when I'm pressured with all the cameras here. But yeah,
Okay.
something like that, right? Give or take at least 5 years. Yeah, more.
Okay. Right. Okay, when did you get into crypto?
I got into crypto 2017. It was one of my students who introduced it to me. Sabi niya, boss, bakit tayo naghihirap dito sa PSE? Yung ceiling nito, 50% unless naka-warrants ka. In crypto every day, more than 50% pa.
24/7.
Right? And that was like the time na nagbo-boom na si Bitcoin.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that was when I got into crypto. I stopped after that run because nasunugan ako.
In 2018, nung bumagsak
Yeah,
yung market.
exactly.
Oh my
So,
God, did you lose a lot?
I lost a lot.
But you did not expect it.
I did not expect it. I guess the losses came more because of the leverage trading. That was the first time I got introduced to leverage.
In 2017?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we were trading in Bitrex, right? And then there's BitMEX.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Okay.
remember the days?
Shoots. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Tama kasi wala palang leverage trade sa PSE.
Yes, yes.
So when you got introduced to it, that must have been a rush.
Exactly. That was like, what is this feeling? Okay, I need a hit.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You became
ganun
addicted
siya.
to it.
Oo. So, unfortunately, I think everybody goes through that stage.
Yeah. Okay. So before then, so when you got into crypto, would you say that overall you were profitable naman?
I wouldn't say overall. There was a journey involved. So I've been trading for more than a decade now. So through that ups and downs, learning that this is not a gamble. This is not like, when you go into Facebook, kasi some people are saying, ano yung house, or how do you make money in trading?
Right.
And so people would say there's 3 ways kasi. You have your, di ba when you sign up for a CAIF, customer account information form,
Okay.
right? There's like growth, speculation, and all that
Right.
stuff. You kind of like break it down to 2 houses or 3. So first you have the technical analysis. That's your charting. You don't really care about the fundamentals. The next is the fundamentals. That's where you get into the company, know about what the company does, who are the ones heading it, managing it, and stuff like that. Third is the speculation. So speculation is really probably everything mixed together. More of it is chismis.
Right. Okay.
So ganun siya. And I would say, like right now, especially here in the country, you have to kasi understand ano yung culture natin as Filipinos. We got our chismis blood from the Spaniards. And so, super ingrained yan sa atin. Doon tayo mahilig eh. Pupunta ka sa Facebook, you're new. Ano yung unang tatanong mo, especially when you're getting into trading? Hanap ka syempre kung sino makakilala mo. Or pupunta ka sa isang trading group and just ask, kung meron kayong 10K, saan nyo ilalagay? Saan nyo i-invest? Kunwari ka pa, no? It's just like asking for tips. Saan nyo ilalagay? At
Asking for a
bakit?
friend.
Oo, asking for a friend. Please don't judge.
Okay. So then you got into crypto 2018. Nasunog
Yes.
like everyone else. I know a lot of people that got burned. How long, and for people that got burned in crypto before getting burned now, maganda tong advice dito eh. How long did you stay out of the market, or did you even stay out of the market?
Yeah.
And how did you get back in? Ano yung nagpapasok sa'yo? Sige, kaya na to.
Okay.
Go, balik tayo dito.
That's a great question. I had 4 wipeouts.
Complete?
I wouldn't say complete wipeouts. More than the monetary wipeout, which is really, a destruction of wealth, I would say.
Yes.
Is the trauma or the psychological wipeout. That's something that you need to deal with. And I think everybody has to go through that. We call that the dip. I'm just going to borrow the term from this great marketer, Seth Godin. So, ine-explain niya that every industry has a dip. So, basically, it's going to be that phase where it's either when you get into the dip, you will decide, am I going to continue this or am I going to quit?
Okay.
And be part of the statistics. And so, I went through 4 times. Now I had to go through that phase and say, am I going to quit? Am I going to quit? The longest dip that I had to go through, I forgot what year it was, but it took me 7 months to recover psychologically. So I did not fully trade. I would be looking at the markets, but I would be looking at it with intent of, okay, you know what? If I did this, if I did that, if I used my system, I would have made money. Like, why couldn't I press the buy button?
Okay.
So that's the problem now. It's either you don't have money to trade, or you now have fear that doesn't allow you to trade now. Because for some reason, it's like, natotrauma na yung kamay mo, or natotrauma yung isip mo. Am I really gonna do this again? Am I gonna have to go through all this pain again? So, I would say everybody goes through the dip. Statistics, I would say, we were talking about this earlier. There was a most cited tweet, or I was doing my research on the statistics, right? The attrition rate of traders. Sa investors, iba kasing usapan mas matagal.
Yes.
Hindi mo malalaman agad. Sa trading, yun mas malalaman mo kasi mabilis yung turnover. It's 1 out of 10 within 5 years.
That make it.
Yes, that make it.
Right. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
Will
will leave.
Oh,
So
okay.
they would just say, scam yan, walang kumikita dyan, or markets are manipulated in a negative way. So these are the things that they would say.
So you're one out of the 10 that
I would
made
say,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so you were talking about your 4 major dips.
Yes.
When was the last one?
Um,
The major, ah?
I don't really remember. I think the major was the 2015 one. This was still in PSE.
Ah.
Yeah, this was still in PSE. So I think I had to go through that. And I think it's necessary. Again, it's necessary for you to go to the dip because you would know more about yourself. You would know more about your strengths, your weaknesses, the things that you shouldn't do. I mean, there are so many things that you would be learning when you're in pain rather than when you're in a gain state.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You learn more in your failures than you do in your success.
Exactly.
Actually, you learn nothing in your success.
Yeah.
You're just you're enjoying the fruits of your labor more than anything.
Exactly.
Diba?
Yeah.
Oh, pero it surprised me that you didn't say that your last major dip was 2018. So obviously, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but
it was. Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, just to be fair, right? So I made a post about this. I think it was this month. I made a post about it. My biggest loss recently was 5 million.
recently.
That was during the Trump. No, sorry, that was last month. During the Trump tweet.
Pucha.
Right?
So napamura ako doon talaga. Oh.
Mukhang fresh pa.
Oh yeah, but
Fresh
so
pang
you
wound.
you were did you get your position liquidated?
Didn't get liquidated. I hit my stop loss.
You hit the
Yeah.
stop loss.
So lahat sila nagsabay-sabay. Pero the thing is, the crazy thing about it was I had my buy orders as well, my conditionals.
Right.
If it reached a certain level, then I would buy more, right? Average up on your wins. And so what happened was the next day, right? For some reason, I think it was that was Sunday that Trump tweet. Oh, di ba naalala ko pa?
Yes.
Monday, the dip happened, right?
Yes.
Bumagsak.
Yes.
And then the following day, another dip.
Yes.
I think 3 days siya eh. So talagang 100% yung retracement.
Yep.
And that costed me actually more than 5 million. If I would, but that was personal. Personal funds more than 5 million didn't go beyond 6. Siguro kung managed total, umabot yun ng mga 10 million plus. It took me 3 days to recover from that psychologically. I wouldn't say it was a wipeout, but it took me 3 days. Now, compare that to my experience when I said my last major wipeout. Probably it was around 4 million. 4
In
million
2015.
within a 7-month, or sorry, within a 3, 4, 5-month period. Hindi naman siya slowly, you lose everything, right? In PSE, hindi ganun eh.
Yes.
But that was my major dip. That really took a toll on me, and it took me 7 months to recover. This is like bigger than that. Right?
Exactly,
In terms
and
of
faster.
losses. And faster.
Yeah,
right?
it was literally in a day.
Exactly. But 3 days.
3
for me to
days, right.
recover. So when I say these things, right? Now, yeah, you get psychologically wiped out. That's part of it. That's part of your growth. No growth comes without pain.
So from what you're saying right now, parang ang lumalabas dito, is the monetary wipeout is not the one that actually takes you out of the market. It's a
Yes.
psychological wipeout.
Yes, that's the one that takes you out of the game and puts you out.
Right. Okay. Kasi the money, if it's just the money, kaya mong kaya mo i-recover yan eh.
Yes.
Pero if it's psychological, you're gone. Kahit na may
Exactly.
natira, you're gone.
Yes.
And I wanted to comment about that when you said that it was a stop loss. You planned that stop loss. You said,
Yes.
if it hits here, I am out.
Yes.
That is tough. When you're down 5 million and you have to make a decision to stop loss. I know people na I'm going to admit, it happened to me before, and that's why I got liquidated, is because lalim ko na, sobrang lalim na. I was so deep into the loss. I was like, man, it's gone down so much, hindi na siguro to bababa. Sabi ko, tinitignan ko, I'm like, it's never gone down this level. It's impossible it's gonna go down this level. I'm so deep that I said it only has one way to go but up. And then it went down. The down went downer to the downest. I was like, wow.
That's insane.
So kaya na-realize ko, sinabi ko nga, then the lesson for me with that was, even when you're down, if it looks like it's still gonna go down, I think I was just, I was in denial.
Yes.
Parang a part of me knew it's still gonna go down. Pero it was like, no.
Yeah.
So, kaya hindi ko siya ma-stop loss. But looking back, if I had made a stop loss right there, I would have been okay if it had dipped more and then
Yes.
bought back in at a much lower rate.
Yes, exactly.
So, yun yung nakikita ko talaga here is it takes a lot of mental discipline or mental fortitude to be able to do that. What you did,
Yes,
stop
yes.
loss.
I think every trader, especially if you want to do this professionally, not just as a hobby, you have to come to a point where you would say when you open a trade, this is where I am wrong with my bias. Nobody likes to be wrong.
And to admit that
Nobody
you're wrong.
likes to be wrong. But if you want to stay long in the game, you need to know when to flip your narrative.
Wow. And that applies to life, by
Yes,
the way.
exactly.
A lot of people have too much pride and ego. Instead of admitting they're wrong, na kahit na alam nila, man, I'm gonna get into trouble, they double down.
Yeah.
Talagang, sige pa. And you're like, dude, you're
Yeah.
wrong. But in trading, if you double
Yeah.
down, you get punished.
So I say, I say this with my colleagues. Sometimes when it comes to trading, pride. We have a saying: pride doesn't feed you. Here in the markets, pride will kill you.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, I get it. That's so good. I can't believe we're talking about trading and I'm learning about life.
Yeah, that's how it is. I would say, because I mentor a lot of people when it comes to trading and investments, and I always tell them that whatever it is that you do in life, you spill over to trading, and vice versa. So whatever it is that your current state in the market, pagka you're in a really bad state, madadala mo yan pagdating mo sa bahay. Or kung nasa bahay ka, madadala mo siya doon.
Right.
So if you're having a bad day, not in trading, and you go into trading, most likely you would have bad trades.
Right.
And vice versa. If you have a bad trade and you can't shake it off because your state is still bad because of what just happened, let's say, when you go back home, ang sama ng ugali mo, or most likely ganun siya. So you have to deal with that, and you have to make sure that you know how to deal with it, address it before it spills over.
You come across to me as a very calm person. Pero when I hear the words you say, you sound very intense.
Yeah, because if you know that that's an enemy, you're not gonna say like, "Hey, it's okay," Like if it's an enemy, you say, "Hey, stop," right?
Okay.
Hindi ka pwedeng pagod boy lang.
Right.
Kakainin ka ng market.
Right. Okay. Okay, sige. So you've talked about your biggest loss so far.
Yes.
5 million, which was did you say last year?
No, that
Or
was
this
last
year?
month.
Last month?
Yeah, that was my biggest loss.
Oh, shoots. Okay.
Yes.
What about your biggest gain?
Honestly, I don't count.
You don't count the gains?
I don't count. Yeah, I could say like I made 5 million, I made 6 million this month. That's it. Pero I don't really count. To me, I'm more of basta maabot ko yung quota ko for the month or for the year, I'm good.
So you do that. You do have that discipline
Yeah.
na, okay, I made it, okay na ako. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So I don't put a limit as to like, oh, this is how much I made or what. It's good. It's to temporarily celebrate your wins, right? But to me, it's only money when it's out of your account.
Right. When you take profit na.
Yes.
And you literally withdraw the profit.
Yes.
Kasi that's the problem with a lot of traders. I know this. I've done this. I'm going to admit, I've made this mistake. You made money, you trade, and then you're making money, you keep it, and then you keep putting it back in.
Yes. Nire-roll mo lang yung profits
Niro-roll mo ng palaki ng palaki,
Yeah.
and then when it goes all out, you're all out. And then
Yes.
all the profit gone.
Yes, that's
So one of the key things that I've been learning, and I've learned from a lot of our trader friends is, yun na nga, I literally withdraw it, I put it in my crypto card,
Yes.
and I spend it. I spend it.
That's good.
But of course, you spend money, ano pa rin, responsibly pa rin. Hindi
That's
naman
true.
yung splurge. I don't
Exactly.
splurge eh.
Yeah.
I don't know, are you the type that splurges or?
Okay, so how do you define splurge?
I don't know. How do you define it? Oo nga, sa bagay. No? Like for me, splurging is buying things that you don't really need just because you want it or maybe because it looks good or to show it off to people. That's splurging.
All right.
But when you buy it because maybe you see value for you or you really enjoy that thing, okay, maybe that's not splurging. So,
Okay.
yeah. So, I medyo malalim yun. Pero yun na na-realize ko nung tinanong
So
mo.
what
like,
am I? Yeah.
Oo.
Yeah. So we have to define the terms
Right.
here. Kasi
Oo
ganun
nga.
talaga
So
siya eh.
napaisip ako kasi
Yeah.
I don't think it's splurging when I spend big things. I don't spend on daily. I don't spend on clothes. Yeah,
Right,
parang
right.
ganon.
Okay.
I wouldn't spend 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 bucks on a t-shirt. Hindi ako ganon. I'm like, that's too much money. But if you ask me, I'm planning to buy a certain car by like, oh, this car is in my mind. I'm gonna buy this
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I buy bigger things. So, do I consider that splurging? No, because I enjoy that, and I'm not doing it to show off. I
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
because I like that.
Yes.
Versus yung branded stuff,
That's true.
I don't do that. So that's why I
Yeah.
had to qualify what splurging is when you ask me that. So for you, sige, do you?
All right. So right now, I would say I'm not a splurger based on this definition. I would say I spend within my budget. So I mentioned earlier that I know that I'm here as basically the parable of the talents, right?
Yeah.
There's the master. There's also the servants who would use the resources to further the kingdom. And so that is how I look at it. And so when I spend on myself, it is within a budget. I would say I would spend on my marriage, and people would say, "Oh, sobrang mahal naman yan ng ginasto nyo sa vacation or what like that," right? To me, I don't look at it like that. I look at it as I invest in my marriage because this is a priority to me,
Absolutely.
right? And so I invest into good things as well because I look at myself as, hey, you want to be a good ambassador, right? You want to be a good representative. Like, you don't go into government places tapos dugyot ka.
Right.
You can't be like that. You have to dress the occasion, but siguro kung sa bahay, right? Like, I'm okay, like, not even having anything to wear. I mean, you're just trading, right? Wala ka namang pakitang tao or whatever it is.
Right.
But yeah, I would say I spend intentionally when it comes to these things.
Nice. Okay. So now, trading. When it comes to trading, how much time do you spend on trading? Per day, per week?
Wow, that's a good question. Napaisip ako dun na. I still have to work on this because I always say to people that we trade and we invest into the markets because we want more time, not less of it. That's why you're there.
Right.
I'm guilty of spending too much time in the markets. And so to answer your question, probably more than 6 hours a day. I would spend, I would say like just trading, right? It's sometimes I would just look at the market. I would look at patterns. I would look at my investments. I guess there's just something about it. Like, I want to work. I want to be productive.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. But I know that it could be simplified.
So what would you advise for people that want to get into trading? Is it okay
Yeah.
that they spend 6 hours, 8 hours a day, or should they be spending less?
I would say spend less. Less is more, really. Even if I spend that much. Siguro kasi sinasabi ko that, just for context ulit, kasi baka mamaya misinterpret. When I work, I do a lot of other things. So trading and investing, it's not my only thing. I have to, because I run an education company, ZFT or Trading Republic, I spend my time trying to educate people, trying to troubleshoot ano yung mga psychological like traumas nila sa market and all these things. So that is part of my work. So para siyang I'm still trading, I'm still working, and it's all interconnected.
Right. So everything's all about trading now
Yes,
for
yes.
you. That's really your full time, diba?
Yes.
Okay. And are you still in the PSE?
No, I left 5,000 to my original account just for the sake of,
Parang just leave it.
Yeah, just leave it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's 5,000 diba, when you think about it? Eh? Pero okay, and I think I know naman the answer, but I'll just ask you anyway. So, why are you out of the PSE?
Why are we in the markets?
Why are we in what market?
Why are we trading or investing in any market?
To make money.
Exactly. So where am I making a lot of money? In the crypto markets. That means that I'm not making as much money in the PSE.
Yeah.
So that's just the reason. There's always opportunity in whatever market that you choose.
Yeah.
All right? You just have to have some sort of mastery and the feel of
Right.
that kind of market. Kikita ka eh.
Yep.
Just for me, my preference right now is crypto.
Yeah. So you're so nice about it. Actually, I have some guys that trade the PSE that hate me because I would say that it's because PSE closes at they have lunch breaks. I'm like, what the heck? They're like weekdays. Tapos ang konti ng liquidity.
Yeah.
My God, it's so small, the liquidity
Yes,
of the
that's true.
And plus I don't if I I would put my money in dollars and
Yeah.
crypto than in pesos.
I would say, just a side comment, because PSE, nagpayaman din naman sa akin yan eh. So,
Yeah, so
I would suggest, if people are listening who are regulators, tokenize the stocks.
yun.
That's it.
Yup.
That's how you're going to be making money.
Yeah.
And putting back liquidity and solving this issue of PSE Bulok.
Yeah, I agree. I actually did a talk with the management of PSE regarding crypto and blockchain. But that was in 2020, I think, and it was still new. So I could tell that they still couldn't grasp it. But I tried to give them a very basic concept of blockchain and crypto and how it works. And I think they're looking into it, pero wow.
You know what? How you can convince them? Just show them how much money they would possibly make if they do the migration.
You're right.
If
yeah,
you-
money talks. Just
Yeah,
show the money here.
Show the money. If
You
ex-
do this.
That's the thing eh. If you explain to people like ganito si blockchain, ganito si how it works and stuff like that, they're gonna get lost in that.
Yeah,
But
but
if you show them this is how much money you make,
Yeah.
sign me up.
Yeah.
Ganun.
The how is the easy part. Why?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I would like to see I would like to see our market, our stock market perform better. But it's frustrating to see where it's going, also with government things, but that's another topic altogether. But generally, crypto kasi, I love the volatility.
Yeah.
I know that some people are afraid of that volatility, but I love the volatility because when you're in leverage, pwede kang trade up, trade down.
Yes.
You can make money both ways. Even in a bear market, you
Yes.
can make money. And actually, I find the bear market easier to make money because the swings are not as bad as when it's on a bull market when it's just going up
Yes.
and you don't know, and the crashes are a lot
Exactly.
bigger. So kaya bear market is relatively flat, like 2022 is relatively flat. And you kind of know, it's only gonna go up this high, sell ka na. It's gonna go down this low, okay, buy. And then, ganun lang yan eh. So for you, having traded the bear market, you've also traded the bull market. What do you prefer? Do you have a preference?
I prefer the bull.
You prefer the bull? Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Kasi
Yeah.
when it's going, it's going.
Yes.
It's almost like you're just riding it. You just sit on it and just go, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Are you more of a position trader or a day trader?
Okay, right now, I wouldn't say I'm a day trader. Marami kasing mga, when you say trading, people would automatically think, that's day trading. This is position trader, that's investing. I explained earlier, there's three houses.
Yep.
You have the technical analysis, you have the fundamental analysis, there's the speculation. Speculation usually is a mix of all.
Right.
In trading, I would explain to people that there are many kinds of trading. So
Yep.
the position trading, it's in the far right.
Yep.
Far left is the day trading. So I'm here to here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm from position to momentum. So trend following, swing trading, that's me.
Okay.
Day trading, I tried it. It's not for me. Nasunugan na ako ng malaki and not gonna do it again. Yeah.
Okay. So when you talk about you're basically looking for trends and momentum in trends. What time frame are you looking at when you do that? Which candles are you looking at?
So usually I just look at the daily chart and also the weekly chart. That's
Oh.
it. Siguro pag mag-end na yung month, like right now, mag-end na yung month, I would look at the monthly just to look at a macro view of how it looks like, right? The general market sentiment. And from there, I would go lower. Kasi yun talaga yung parang kumbaga, ito yung big boss eh. Kung anong masasabi niya,
Yeah.
yun yung masusunod. So the smaller time frames, yun lang yung parang, sige, gagawa kami ng mga small kind of like volatile movements over here and there. But at the end of the day, it's still the bigger trend that commands.
Right. So you don't look at like the 15-minute candle, 5-minute
No,
candle.
no.
The lowest you'll go is
Hourly, 1 hour or 4 hour. Yeah.
hourly and 4 hours.
But that's only when I want to have precision entries. If it's like super long candle,
right.
and then, okay, saan ba yung mga origin points nito or saan ba yung mga possible retracements within that candle?
Okay. And then for the viewers out there, I'm sure this is something that everyone's curious about. If you were to name top 3 indicators that you use, which are the 3 that you would recommend or that you use?
All right. So moving average for trend identification, Darvas boxes. So this is the basic support and resistance. Actually, buhay ka na sa dalawang yun eh. Just be a master of these two. If you want another indicator, that's RSI. That's it.
Wow. Oh, so that's so different from the other traders I talk to. So iba-iba. So when you talk about the moving average, which time frame are you looking at?
So you need to only have two: the short term and the long term. Short term is 20-day, and then the long term is the 100 moving average. So that's the only two moving averages that really matter for me. Other people, they have like multiple. Multiple. But I like it simple.
Oh, okay. So that's it. 20-day?
20-day and the 100.
And the 100-day, that's what you use.
Yes.
To be able to determine what your momentum is and where you're coming in.
Yes.
Okay.
So I look at basically the 100 moving average shows you where the direction of the general market is going. So my style is I want to look at a chart. Give me less than 30 seconds. I would know if it's a buy or sell. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't
Interesting.
even if without even having to plot all these other intricacies.
Without the other indicators,
Yes.
just that, just the
Yes.
two.
Yeah.
I mean, just the two
Yes.
moving averages. That's it.
Yeah, actually just one.
Just the one moving
the
average.
100 MA. So the other is just for more of like if you want to zoom in, right? Zoom in.
Right.
And I want to say, okay, this is a pinpoint, precise location, area where I'm going to be buying at. Kasi ito yung pinakamagandang risk-reward entry then. That's where the other smaller moving average and the Darva support and resistance come in play.
Okay. And how long do you normally hold your positions?
It depends on what kind of trader am I at the moment. So it depends on the progression of the trade.
Okay.
So not a lot of people kind of like have that kind of thinking. I'm more of a hybrid when it comes to trading. So it's like I position trade or I would swing trade with the bias of this could be a potential trend following or a position trade. Meaning if sobrang ganda ng kuha ko sa kanya and I can afford to trend follow it, then I would. So swing trading meaning momentum siya, precise entries. I don't want to waste my time here. If it's gonna make money and if malakas yung galaw niya, then probably, there's more to this trend. Probably it's the start of a new trend, a bigger trend. And so I don't want to be selling for cheap. Like I would sell my swing trading positions and I would keep some just in case this is going to turn out into a super parabolic move or a super play for the rest of the year. So I can't really give you a good, like, this is how long I usually, I'm not a one-trick pony. So hindi ako nagsayang ng more than 5 years just to learn one technique.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Within that 5 to 6 years na I was trying to master different strategies, I learned 3. So one for the bull market, one for the bear market, and one for what if it's in a sideways market.
Right. Oh, so speaking of which market are we in right now?
We are in a bull market.
We're in a bull market. Still in a bull market.
In crypto, at least.
Okay, yeah.
Kasi we have to be specific.
Of course.
Yes.
Pero alam mo, I've heard also the other side of it from different analysts and traders na parang they think that maybe the bull market is done.
So it really depends on the kind of the perspective of a trader. Because like I would respect whatever, because these are all opinions. I could be wrong. That person could be wrong.
Right.
To me, opinions really don't matter. End of the day, what matters is did you make a profit or not.
Right.
Pwede tayong magsalita dito.
Right.
Kung hindi ka
Debate
naman
tayo.
kumita,
Okay.
anong silbi ng talk mo?
Right.
So, to me, this is just like, we have a term in this community called, and we say, strong views loosely held. Which means that you would have a strong conviction, a strong view on your current conviction about the market, but you need to have a loose view, loosely held, meaning loose hand. If, for example, mali ka na, right, na invalidate na siya, bitawan mo na. Because there's already this narrative that's coming into play. And if you have that pride in you that, no, hindi, tama ako, you're not gonna make money. The only people that continually does that probably are not in the markets. Kumikita sila in other ways.
Right. Okay. So we are in the bull market.
We are in a bull market.
Till when?
Just me being a technical trader.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. Till when?
So, I don't really do predictions, but, just me trying to gauge the times, right? So, the safest answer that I can tell you based on my technicals is when the 100 MA breaks. So that's it. Pero if you want really, a not safe answer.
Okay, not
prediction.
safe. Yeah, let's
Kasi
go
yun yung
na.
hinahanap
Come
ng mga
on.
tao eh.
Yeah, yan ang
Sige.
inaantay nila eh.
I think it's going to be Q3, Q4. That's going to be where we are going to see the peak.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm going to sell. Bye-bye. That's it.
And chill muna.
Chill, yeah.
Yeah, chill muna. Yeah. I think a lot of people are already expecting that.
Yeah.
Q3, Q4, unahan na lang yan who gets out first.
Yes.
And then 2026, because of the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, probably going to be down the slumps. Perfect time to buy.
Yes.
Go in, buy the bargain basement price, and then ride it again.
Yes.
But do you think that the 4-year Bitcoin cycle is broken?
I don't look into narratives
Oh.
much. We always say in trading or in any investment, past performance is not indicative of future returns.
Yeah.
And you can say that, no, it's going to be the same this time or it's going to be different this time. To me, I would rather bank on a system that I am confident with than narratives that, are being pushed to us. So that probably we would be kind of like, kasi ganito siya. All right, I say Q3, Q4, magpipeak na tayo and magbe-bear market. What if hindi?
Oo nga.
What if hindi? So, sa akin, I just have that mindset na, okay, ito yung bias ko. But if mali ako, and this bull run is going to continue on for 2026, then what am I going to do? Am I going to say, hindi, bear market na tayo, peak na to, and I'm going to short the market? That's going to destroy my portfolio if I'm wrong. And so, the safest answer that I said is 100 MA breaks, that's it. Because we know how governments work. We know how media works.
Yep.
There's so many false news, false narratives, and sometimes the narrative is just there to serve a purpose, right? The 4-year, what do you call that? Narrative?
4-year cycle.
Bitcoin cycle could be a narrative to just get people to sell or probably to buy.
Uh-huh.
Right? So you're priming the people for certain movements of the market. So if I am the market maker or if I am the market manipulator, whoever it is that's behind the curtains, who are making the flows, decide one day, you know what, let's extend this for another year, just to mess up with the heads. You and I don't have unlimited money like these people do.
Yep.
And so we act our size. That's the right thing to do. If you're a shrimp, act like a shrimp. If you're a whale, act like a whale.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
Right. Okay, got it. Okay. So, for you, you said nga kanina that you're not a one-trick pony and it sounds like you're fairly diversified. Ano yung top 5 mo na cryptocurrencies that you're holding right now?
Okay, right now I am bullish on Ethereum. So I think the price is heavily manipulated on the downside so that these funds, whoever it is that's controlling the price, will be able to accumulate more before they shoot it up to wherever it is. That's personal speculation. I don't know if that's true. All right, I would only know if that's true if we see 4,000 break or 4,200, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
So that's one. My heaviest is Solana. Solana pa rin because the foundations are there. It's a chain that I heavily use. It's fast, it's cheap, and a lot of builders are there as opposed to when we had Ethereum before. And so a lot of innovation is coming into Solana. The next is Sui.
Oh.
Yes. So Sui is the next one. They say Sui is the next Solana killer. To me, it's not about being, alam mo yung parang you're trying to bet or pit two tokens.
Yeah.
Like, hindi, makasolana ako, solana lang ako. Like, why not just have both?
Right?
Right?
You can.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Why not? Just have both.
Yeah.
And so I have Sui, BNB.
BNB.
Wait, no. I can't really say that because I'm more of like, it's just a technical pick that I want, but I don't have it like as heavy yet.
Okay.
Right? I have CRO. So
Wow.
just because I think I saw one article, I still have to dig onto this.
Yep.
Although meron na akong nakaposition, technically I really like the technicals of it, but on a more fundamental note, it's kind of like the backbone. That's what I read.
Right.
So don't quote me on this, please do your research. But CRO is going to be the backbone of, let's say, if I'm an American citizen, I'd like to buy crypto, but I have to open an exchange. What if I just want to buy it through my bank? So these banks are going to be adopting kind of like a gateway. And so CRO is going to be the gateway.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
what I heard. Again, I have to research if this is true. But I already have that as my core holdings as well. And then a few XRP.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was
XRP.
waiting for you to say
Yes.
XRP. Okay.
XRP, I was a non-believer of XRP. I am a believer not just because, ang taas na ng price, because some people are kind of like just believers just because they're bandwagoning.
Yep.
So I did some of my research. XRP looks like it's going to be taking or replacing, or I wouldn't say replacing just yet, more like a better alternative to a lot of DeFi activity that's going to be coming from TradFi. So the traditional money that we are seeing
Yep.
right now, that's moving trillions of dollars
Okay.
every single day, they're going to be using XRP soon.
Yeah.
So inaayos na daw ng government yung legal framework for that.
Well, I think that with regards to XRP and Crow token, which is crypto.com, they're US companies.
Yes.
So I think the US government is heavily trying to promote US companies and trying to help them be able to, like Trump would say nga that he wants the US to be the crypto capital of the world.
Yes.
So I think that the government's going to go behind these coins, which will probably pump it
Yes.
because of that reason.
Okay.
More than anything, more than technicals, I think that's really what it's going to amount to. When it comes to Ethereum naman, yeah, I'm wondering when it's going to hit 4,000 again. It is so frustrating to be in Ethereum right now. And how I wish, I wish I sold when it hit 4,000 twice. It's in this
Yeah,
cycle,
yeah.
it went up twice and I didn't sell because I was like, okay, ito na, it's gonna keep going up. And then, oh, shoots.
Di pa pala haya.
Di pa pala, that pala, binenta ko na lang. I did switch some from Ethereum to Solana. So I've been doing an Ethereum to Solana trade. It's been very good because when I switched it to Solana, I bought it at a really good price and then Solana pumped, Ethereum stayed.
Oo nga eh.
And then from Solana,
Yeah.
switch back to Ethereum. So now I have a
Yeah.
little bit more Ethereum. But do you really believe that Ethereum still has potential? It's been 2 red months now for Ethereum.
Yeah.
2 red quarters.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, for Ethereum.
Yeah, to me, as I said before, I heavily believe that it is a manipulated move on the downside so that
Okay.
these funds would accumulate more. We saw tweets
Yep.
of one of the Trumps saying, buy Ethereum, thank me later.
Yep,
So,
yep.
kung sino man yun, just check it out. You see Trump even buying Ethereum.
Yep.
He says, I like Ethereum.
Yep.
And so to me, these guys are capitalists,
Yep.
right? It's in their benefit
Right.
to buy at a low price. And so it doesn't matter what we believe. It matters where they put their money.
Like we say, Trump, we know, has been manipulating
Yes.
the market. And you're right. If he is saying that buy now, yeah, you're probably right on that one. I'm still going to hold, but honestly, ako kasi, we're so different in this sense that I didn't even hear you say Bitcoin eh. Ako naman, I'm literally
Bitcoin, yeah.
taking my profits away from all the altcoins and I'm moving everything to Bitcoin. I'm just so tired of all the swings of kala ko I just said I love the volatility and now I'm gonna tell you, oh God, I don't like it.
I'm tired of it. Yeah.
I'm tired of it. No, I'm not tired of the volatility. I'm
Yeah.
tired of the down gets downer to the
Yeah,
downest. Yung parang, dude,
When is it gonna end?
yeah, Bitcoin's up. Come on, move, do something.
Yeah,
Wala
yeah.
It's not doing anything. And that's
Right.
frustrating for me to see when you have an altcoin and you have Bitcoin and Bitcoin's performing and the altcoins are just not performing as well. That I hindi ko pa ma-resolve yan. So, you're trading with leverage, diba? You're
Yes.
trading with leverage on these altcoins. Now, do you have these sounds like your parang big position trades. Do you have like a small stack you play with? Meron ka ba ganun? Wala.
Yes, I have. So I have my investments. So I usually diversify into different products and platforms, just in case pumalya. Then at least
okay.
it's not, it's compartmentalized. It's there. Just to give you an idea, I'm not just a trader. I think 2022, on the last cycle, I've become an investor. Literally, nung bumabagsak naging investor. Hindi, pero I got to discover DeFi. And through all these products, I've learned, okay, so this is how you can actually make more money with the money that you have instead of just hodling. So thanks to DeFi and all these other products that are out there that's available to us right now, it's not just Bitcoin that I see, and there's a lot of stacks that I have for core tokens. So I have spot positions. I have bots that, if I decide not to trade, then they're still there.
Right, passive income
Yeah,
na.
passive income.
Oo.
And then also I have the active ones, which is ayun na, yung mga trades ko, which I need to make sure that there's always a stop, just in case. I don't do cross leverage. I always do isolated, just in case. Yeah. So some people, they just do cross trading. I don't really recommend it because nadadama yung buong portfolio mo eh. You don't want to wake up one day, zero yung account mo, and you're gonna think, naka-sign out ba ako or what?
Are you talking to me?
Nangyari ba yun recently? Yeah, pero seryoso, kasi this is a true story of a lot of people, and this is something that's not being addressed or not being said most of the time, or people don't admit to it. But you go into, let's say, Coinfessions or Coinfessions, Crypto Confessions.
God, Lord.
You go to Reddit, you go to these exchanges, platforms where they share their experiences.
Yep.
And this is a real thing. People, and when you go into an exchange, right? When you open an exchange, when you do futures, the default is not isolated. The default is always cross.
Yeah.
And it's at 20x. And so if you don't understand how this thing works, I mean, it's a tool, right? It's a tool that you can use to benefit you, but if you are not disciplined, if you're not informed, if you're not educated enough to know how to use this tool, imagine if I gave you a hammer and your job is to saw off a piece of wood, right? You're not going to do a good job because that's not the right tool.
Right.
You need to have a saw, a proper one, a sharp one, in order for you to be able to saw through that. And so if I'm going to give you a hammer, it's the same thing as you're going to leverage. Not knowing panto gagawin. Pag pinukpok mo yung wood na yun, baka mamaya may makuha na ng splinter na lalabas. So, and you could injure yourself. So that's how I look at it.
Okay, wow. I'm learning so much from you. That's so good. Now, sige, maybe one last thing lang. I just wanted to recap it. I wanted to ask you, sige, what are let's narrow it down to the top 3 trading advice you can give people.
Okay. The first one is you will make losses. But if you are intentional enough and you stick 5 years. 5 years. That's it. Kasi yan yung statistics eh. You want to go against the statistics. And so that means you want to be committed, saying to yourself, committing that, okay, I'm going to be having one mind, I will survive the 5 years.
Okay.
And I will come out, be it a one-trick pony or jack of all trades, just survive the 5 years, you're going to know how to play this market. Because a cycle, you were saying before, there's a 4-year cycle. That's usually the case for market cycles. Markets move like how we plant, right? There's a season for planting, there's a season for harvest.
Right.
That's how we make money. Hindi pwedeng palaging paakyat yan because how are the market makers going to make money? Hindi din pwedeng laging pababa because again, the same question, how are the market makers going to make money? And these people who are, controlling the markets, controlling price flows, they have to make sure that these kinds of narratives are pushed so that everybody, this game will work.
Okay. And then other tips? Two other tips?
Okay, so 2 other tips is please learn about leverage and how to make sure that you have the proper risk management. Risk management and leverage. So those are 2 powerful tools. People would say it's, 2 ends of a spectrum, but it's not. These are tools that if used properly, you would be able to stay longer in the game.
Wow.
Third is if you are in losses or so I always say this in my posts, especially because we have a 9-to-1 ratio, right? When you lose, don't think that God is done with you. If you allow God to fix whatever it is that the mess that you put yourself into, you submit to God, He can fix you.
Love it. Wow, I love that. Okay, so basically we're saying in the tips you gave right now are basically for 9 out of the 10 people that are watching this right now.
Yes.
The 9 traders out of the 10 traders. Oh, yan, guys. I hope you learned something from this episode of our Crypto Talk. And thank you, Z, for coming on board and giving us some of your wisdom and experience and sharing your losses. That's an important lesson right there. And for all the crypto traders out there, remember, psychology is more important than monetary. Yun lang yun, alright? Thanks so much,
Thank you.
everyone. And thanks, Z. And
Thank
we'll
you,
see
thank
you
you.
guys again on the next episode.
Yes.